This is the war they're not telling you about. It's not a war about a regime change. It's not a war to topple a regime. The war between America, Israel, and Iran have not been yet revealed to us fully because it's way bigger and it's way longer than what you think. I want you to listen very carefully to the video here from Bibi Netanyahu, Eyal Zamir, the head of staff, the chief of command of the IDF, and Marco Rubio, because what they're saying contain the hidden message that is the most important message. It's not hidden, but it was just not yet revealed to the public as we should know. This war is bigger and longer than what you think.
סיימתי עכשיו פגישה עם שר הביטחון, הרמטכ"ל וראש המוסד. נתתי הנחיות להמשך המערכה. אתמול חיסלנו את הרודן חמינאי, יחד איתו חיסלנו עשרות מבכירי משטר הדיכוי. כוחותינו הולמים עכשיו בלב טהרן בעוצמות הולכות וגוברות, וזה רק ילך ויתגבר עוד יותר במהלך הימים הקרובים. ועם זאת, אלה ימים כואבים. אתמול כאן בתל אביב, ועכשיו בבית שמש, איבדנו אנשים יקרים. ליבי יוצא למשפחות, ואני שולח בשם כולכם אזרחי ישראל איחולי החלמה לפצועים. אנחנו במערכה שבה אנחנו מביאים את כל כוחו של צה"ל, כפי שלא היה מעולם, למערכה הזאת, כדי להבטיח את קיומנו ועתידנו. אבל אנחנו מביאים למערכה הזאת גם את סיועה של ארצות הברית, את ידידי, נשיא ארצות הברית דונלד טראמפ, את צבא ארצות הברית, ושילוב הכוחות הזה מאפשר לנו לעשות את מה שאני מייחל לעשות כבר 40 שנה. להכות את משטר הטרור שוק על ירך. כך הבטחתי וכך נעשה.
You think it's a war between America, Israel, and Iran, but what you're missing here is the much more important aspect, which I'm going to explain next after you watch this video. It's a religious war. It's a full-on, full-scale religious war that was not revealed yet to the public. And once you understand that, then you start understanding the whole big picture. Now let's hear what the Ramatkal of Israel is saying.
אנחנו במערכה התקפית מול חיזבאללה, אנחנו לא רק בהגנה, אנחנו יוצאים עכשיו להתקפה. צריך להיערך למספר יממות של לחימה, רבות מאוד. צריך היערכות הגנתית חזקה, והיערכות התקפית מתמשכת עכשיו בגלים כל הזמן, וכמובן כל הזמן ניצול הזדמנויות.
The world is changing very fast right in front of us.
Now, I want you to hear what Marco Rubio have to say here. And after that, I'm going to tell you what I have to say about this and help you understand at least what I'm understanding. And I really think that I'm right about this.
The old world is gone, frankly, the world I grew up in, and we live in a new era of geopolitics.
The old world is gone. You see, politicians usually will say 90% of the things that politicians say you can kind of ignore. But there's a 10% when they're talking about serious wars and serious things. This is literally their bread and butter. This is literally why they are there, and they should really be careful with what they're saying. And that's where you usually should pay attention very well to what they're saying. The old world is gone. We're living in a new world that is coming. Let's keep
And it's going to require all of us to sort of re-examine what that looks like and what our role is going to be.
All of us, that world.
We've had many of these conversations in private with many of our allies. We are our allies. And we need to continue to have those conversations. And I think Saturday, hopefully, in the meetings we'll have there, when we'll in that direction.
The old world is gone. It's going to require all of us to understand this war is going to take longer than we've seen. Bibi Netanyahu said we've never seen the IDF striking in that strength. I'm telling you right now, I'm an officer, former officer from the IDF and the Special Forces. I know the might and strength of the IDF. Everything you've seen so far the IDF is doing was maybe 20, 30, 40, 50% at max of its capabilities. Now he's saying you're going to see the full might. What is out there that will require the IDF to show its full strength? What is out there to require America to come so seriously? What is out there that require all these leaders to come and tell us that this is longer than you think? And the answer for that right now, guys, is Khomeini, the Ayatollah, who was assassinated at the first shot of this war. Some of you might think this is just a toppling of a regime, but you don't understand. To a big percentage of Muslims around the world, the Ayatollah was a holy figure, a holy spiritual leader. Some actually see him as a reincarnation of the hidden Imam. Some will see him as someone that was blessed generations already to come from the Prophet Muhammad and had a role to play. And for them, I'm talking worldwide Islam, he is a holy figure that was just taken down and humiliated in the most humiliative, I would say even pathetic way, in the first day of the war, just taken out of the equation. They're shocked, they're hurt, but they're waking up right now. They're waking up, and the problem is that they live among you. One of the reasons that Britain have not been able to respond or do anything after their assets were attacked in Cyprus and etc. is because they have a lot of these Muslims living in Britain. Now, Britain is encountering a very, very difficult question right now. Should we join this war? Can we join this war? What happens if we go against the ones who want to destroy us? Well, we have many of them in our country right now. They would literally burn our country down. Germany is the same. Europe is the same. Any country in the world that didn't wake up to that and allowed it to happen found themselves in a very compromising place, because you're going to start seeing right now, we just saw happen in Texas. A man walks into a bar with a shirt saying property of Allah, a citizen of that country, with a machine gun and a Quran, and just starts shouting Allahu Akbar and killing people. We saw right now the embassy in Pakistan, in Iraq, and other places. You're going to start seeing more and more attacks of these lone wolves. And what happened is the West is going to respond to it, and it's going to go in a bigger scale, because many of them literally see this as a holy jihad, a holy war. And we've just declared war on their religion. That's how they see it. That's how they always saw it. The only one that didn't see it that way were the common people in the West that were dealing with other stuff. Some of the leaders already knew that. Now, there's two ways to deal with that. Islam does want to come and take over and conquer the world. There's no hiding it. They're saying it. So the West can either say, let's wait and let them become bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger, and then we'll have way, way more bloodshed and killing. Imagine if Iran had a nuclear weapon right now. They've been trying to build it. If they would have had it, how would that war look like? You saw what they did. They literally shot on everyone. And right now they're calling for all their proxies, Hezbollah, the Houthis. Everybody is finding themselves on the line. Should we join this world jihad and just burn the world down, and Christianity and Judaism in this final epic battle against Islam? Or should we wait this one out? Is that the time for us? Is that what the problem is? That these people are religious fanatics. Actually, logic doesn't talk to them. So they might come and say, you know what? Let's do it. This is the right time. They just killed our prophet, our Messiah. Some people revered Khomeini as a Messiah, as a spiritual leader, someone that is pretty much almost just one step under a God. He sees himself as a god in some aspects. We know of an Israeli female, well, she's not Israeli, I think she was French, but she was a Jewish female Mossad agent that actually went and became one of the closest women to come close to him. I spoke to her, and she's supposed to come in my show. She came and she said when she was sitting next to him, she really had a conversation where he was talking to her on himself in a third body, as if he was some kind of an anointed person, or maybe even God himself. So the people around him really believed that. That's why they're crying. That's why they're shattered. That's why right now you're going to start seeing more and more terrorist attack. Once they wake up and realize what happened, they will start going outside and will try to burn the West down. And that war, ladies and gentlemen, has been waiting to happen for a very long time. And I will tell you what, some Muslim countries even joined that war, but on the side of the allies, because they don't support this radical Islam. They don't want this radical Islam to burn the world down and burn their world down, because they know what's going to happen. It's going to send them back to the cave age. It's going to send them back to the Stone Age, to the days of the Prophet in the desert where there's no technology and nothing. They don't want that. They want to go to the future. So they're even joining forces to stop this radical Islam. So this is a war of Judeo-Christian Western values against Islamist, jihadist fanatics who want to burn the world down, and it just ignited with the death of Khomeini, and it's going to get bigger and bigger. The reason they're not telling you that is because they're hoping for one strategy that might work. If they would have struck Iran so strong, so lethal at the first day, and then pummel them in the next few days in such a humiliating, devastating way, that they think they might stop the spark that might ignite this war, this barrel, just by bringing a brute amount of force and stopping it. Now, I know there's people sitting back there, woke people think like, oh, war is not the solution. Well, you know what? Tell that to the Allied forces who stopped Nazi Germany. They used war. If it wasn't for that, we'd be living right now under Nazi Germany. So stop with this nonsense. Nobody cares about you, Samantha or Jonathan, okay? Let's focus right now on what's on the table. We're talking about a real war that is at our doorstep, that is right now have been ignited, and the only way to actually answer it is if the West can really bring the decisive blow and defeat them and humiliate them and crush them in a way they've never been seen. Now, I'm telling you right now, the answer might not really, it might upset a lot of people, but The only way you can do that if you go full medieval, full crusade on them. There's no other way. If you start hesitating for a second, if you give them a chance to even breathe for a second and to get some kind of ground, that's when their followers who are watching right now in awe. They're literally watching right now in awe. They really believed that Iran can destroy Israel. They really believed that Iran will destroy America. They were sitting there chanting death to America, death to America, seeing all their leaders. Why do you think they have this face? We see it in the West, and we see all these videos when they're talking about, yeah, we're defeating the Americans, yeah, we're crushing them. Why do you think they're saying that? Because the people that are listening to them actually believe it. They're saying it to them, not to you. They really believe that. When that mask fell down right now, people are just looking and they're just shocked. I can't believe this is the biggest shock of their life, how easily it was defeated and how weak and pathetic they are compared to the lie that they were saying. And now, if they will start grabbing back the lead, grabbing back the attack, then things will start igniting and it will start going in a wave of a holy war, of a revengeful war in the West. And I'm telling you right now, most countries in the West are far, far from being ready for that. Far from being ready for it. What you saw in Texas, what you saw in other places, it's going to get worse and worse. It's going to get more and more of these attacks. More and more of these jihadists will come right now and try to take revenge against America, against the Christians, against the Jews, against the West. And there's nothing to basically stop them except from actually either deporting them or using extreme force to come and stop it, because they will literally come for you. I'm telling you, that's what happened in every radical Islamist country. When they come to try to take, they used to try to do that only by force. So to double back right now and to understand what is happening, the West understand that this is a war that can easily ignite into other places. This is a war against an ideology that is undoubtedly risking the existence of Europe, of America, of the Christian world, of the Israeli world, of the Jewish world. They literally want to do a hostile takeover and change. Watch what's happening in Britain. Watch what's happening in France. That's exactly what they're doing. Watch what they're trying to do in Germany. Watch what they're doing in New York City, in Michigan, and etc. and etc. Watch what they're saying about this war, how they're all coming and just supporting the Ayatollah regime and trying to restrain America and Israel from defeating them. Feminists are walking in the streets, standing and shouting that America should not go and save other women. So that's how crazy it is. But that's from the woke side. But from the Muslim, Islamist side, they are just waiting right now to see if we will stop and we will basically allow it to continue, because they want to continue and take over the West. And now the West is starting to understand, all right, what are we going to do? Are we going to succumb? Are we going to let them stay, breed, bring a lot of children, and take over our society? Literally, this is literally what they're saying. I'm not making this up. That's what they're saying. We're going to come, we're going to take your culture, and we're going to convert it to Islam by force. So the West have two options. Let it happen. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen is what you're seeing right now. Is the war on Iran or radical Islam. Even Muslim countries are joining that war because they see how devastating, catastrophic this will be for them. Not that they don't want the world to be Muslim. They would want to, definitely. If they had a chance, they will do it. But they know that this will literally bring death and destruction on anyone with them. Look what happened to anyone that came to destroy Israel and America. Iran came in the beginning with all of its proxies. They had all of their armies surrounding Israel. Now what happened? None of them is left. They're all being collapsed, destroyed, rotten from the inside, and Iran right now is collapsing. The other Arab countries are seeing right now and saying, okay, guys, we've bet on the wrong horse. We can't join them. We must stop Iran before it brings down the entire religion of Islam with it. Because the moment that Islam will be declared as an enemy religion of the West officially, by their actions, I'm not saying that because I want it to be, by their actions, the moment that their action will be so strong and clear as an anomaly towards the West, trying to come and destroy the West and kill the West and convert and force themselves on the West will have two options: to succumb and fall, or to stand and rise and fight. To go Crusader style on them, or to go UK style on them. Great Britain, the one so-called Great Britain. And people are looking right now at Great Britain. And I said it again right now, a lot of the countries are finding themselves in a very, very difficult place because they become very, very compromised, because they have a lot of these migrants that came from Muslim countries in their country, and they don't pledge an alliance to them. They don't support the UK, they don't support France, they don't support Germany, they don't care about you. They care about their Islamic beliefs. And the moment that they will have, we've seen that in Michigan. We've seen young American Muslim were asked, if America will go to war against Iraq or against Iran, will you stand with the Americans or will you stand against them? Said, of course I will stand against them. I will stand with my Muslim brothers. So we have this right now in our society. Now, the final thing that I want to bring to your opinion, and it's to your attention, and it's a very, very important one. Ukraine to the West is like Iran to the axis of evil here, of Russia, China, the forces of Iran. Ukraine have become the proxy of the West to fight Russia, communism, and by default also fighting China. All of the West NATO came and start giving power and weapons and technology and training, supporting Ukraine from far away, watching that battlefield as they're fighting. Ukraine is literally have become NATO. Ukraine right now is NATO alone, fighting against the forces that want to come and destroy NATO. But the whole West is standing behind and supporting it. Iran can very, very fast become the Ukraine of Russia and China. And they will start giving it its weapons, its technology to come and stand against the West. And that war will take longer and longer. The only thing that is stopping this from happening, and I've said it before and I will say it again, there's no unity among the wicked. Look what happened. Russia, the allies of Iran, China, allies, left them, not standing against them, not standing with them, nothing. Left them to hang dry. There's no unity among the wicked, thank God. But if they would realize the potential that lays here and will start to going down, then they will start doing what we are doing to Ukraine to hold the line against Russia. And look how much Russia is struggling. They will start doing that against the West. And how easy can that escalate, ladies and gentlemen, to World War III? Think about that. And the only way to stop that, no honor among thieves. Exactly. No unity among the wicked, no honor among thieves. And the only way to stop that is by extreme, brutal, overwhelming force, non-proportional, in a way that will even show these allies, oh my goodness. No, we're not having nothing to do with them. We don't know them. Iran, I never heard of them. Shahed drones, I don't know what you're talking about. Who needs that oil? Take it. Oh, it's stinky. It's stinky. I don't want it. That is the only way, because if you show hesitation, if you listen to some woke, weird people right now, stop it. Don't do it. I don't know what. You've just done a dire, crucial mistake that will cost the life of many to come and generations to come. Right now, we're standing at the beginning of the clash of civilization that have become open. It's not anymore in the wars in the shadow. It is a war that is openly out there. This war that was on the shadows is now in the front line. Christian, Judaic, Western values are standing against Islamic invasion who is trying to come and conquer and force itself on them. And they're standing and saying, no, we will not let it. And not only that, we will crush you and pummel you to the ground if you do it. And then they turn to the other Muslim countries. Are you with them or with us? And all the other Muslim countries, stand in line. We're with you. We're with you. We'll actually even help you. That is exactly what happened right now. And that is why Bibi Netanyahu, the chief of command of the IDF, Marco Rubio, all are telling you the same thing. We're entering a new world, a world that we haven't been before, and it's going to have to make all of us adapt to that reality, because soon you're going to start seeing more and more that line in the sand. Are you with Iran? Are you with radical jihad, radical Islam, or are you with West? Team Christianity, Team Judaism. Pick a side. Pick a side. You can't be in the middle. Europe, you can't be in the middle. You tried being in the middle, and you're about to turn Muslim. Pick a side. Are you Team Christianity, Team Judaism, Team West? Like it or not, be religious or not, doesn't matter. Atheist, doesn't matter. Are you Team these values, or you Team radical jihad? All the other teams are irrelevant. Mark my words. So with that, I want to finish and say, stay safe, don't do anything stupid, and see you next time.